big 1400 WJZM radio, 65 degrees. We'll take an extended look at our weather forecast after this update in national news.
WJZM radio, Clarksville, Tennessee.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Houston officials are turning their attention to finding temporary housing for those in shelters in the aftermath of Hurricane Harvey. Flood victim David Lovra speaking for many people when he describes how he and his family had to make an early morning escape from their flooded home in Port Arthur, Texas.
I had my children on my back and, of course, my wife, and even my mother-in-law and her daughters. And we were like, hey, we don't know how high this is going to get, so we had to evacuate and get some higher ground.
As for the about 10 cents a gallon rise in gasoline prices in the region because of diminished refining capacity along the Gulf Coast, oil industry analyst Patrick DeHaan of GasBuddy.com says it doesn't have to become very serious if everybody doesn't panic.
The worst thing that motorists can do, that people can do, is go out and fill up as much gas as they can. That's just going to mean that we run out of gasoline quicker. It means prices will go higher. It means disruptions will be longer.
The aftermath of Harvey for the state of Texas also includes a number of health concerns, as Mike Grazia explained.
Aside from housing and energy concerns, the Houston area and much of southeast Texas also face potential health issues in the aftermath of Harvey. A medical entomologist at the University of North Texas Health Science Center warns the mosquito population could boom in stagnant waters, and that could lead to potential transmission of mosquito-borne diseases such as West Nile virus and St. Louis encephalitis. Outbreaks of Zika and dengue fever are also possible, although those diseases must originate from someone who's already infected. I'm Mike Grazia.
Global shares were mostly higher today, taking their cue from optimism on Wall Street and set off by a report that showed consumer spending in this country was actually growing in the month of July. Here are the numbers for Wall Street yesterday, up 56 points. Right now, Dow futures pointing higher as well. They're up 42 points. NASDAQ futures up by about 12, and S&P 500 futures right now up 5 points. This is SRN News.
The big 1400 Clarksville area weather, rain and wind today. Some of it could be heavy at times, and please be on the lookout for some flash flooding in some of the low-lying areas. Expect a high today of around 69. Tonight, rain continuing, overnight low of 56. For Saturday, the clouds will give way to some sun, and it will be warmer temperatures. Expect a high of 76. Sunday, sunny and pleasant, 82 for a high. And Labor Day Monday, pleasant, plenty of sunshine, 84 for an expected high. Currently, 65 in downtown Clarksville. With a look at Clarksville area traffic, here's John Michaels.
Good morning. Clarksville, Montgomery County schools are closed today, just in case you missed that earlier. Clarksville, Montgomery County schools are closed. So traffic this morning a little on the light side at this moment. Still several areas busy. 41A Fort Campbell is busy in a couple of spots. 79 Woodlawn. 48 and 13 coming into the city from the county. 41A Sango busy. 79 out in St. Bethlehem has a couple of slow spots, and also the MLK 76 connector is slow as well. Now, I was just looking at the SmartWay map. 24 looks good all the way until you get into Davidson County, and then you hit that usual weekday slowdown. So let's check in with Commander Chuck and see what's going on with the Nashville traffic.
Well, good morning. Traffic's really starting to pick up now out here on 65 South through Madison, making their way down to Trinity Lane as they work a wreck right in the intersection of 2nd and Lindsley. Murfreesboro Pike at Hamilton Church Road, that looked like to be a non-injury accident with the flashing lights there slowing everybody down. Hey, the Tennessee State Fair is back September 8th through the 17th. For more information on this, log on to tnstatefair.org. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
And that's been a look at your traffic and weather together and the latest national news, all on the big 1400 WJZM. And that brings us to the Friday edition of Good Morning Clarksville. Good morning, Chuck Edwards.
Good morning, John Michaels. It is the 1st of September, 2017, and yes, this is the Friday edition of Good Morning Clarksville. Hope your day is going well. Stay dry, Clarksville. Good morning. 1400 WJZM Radio, 65 degrees, rain throughout the day. Musically this hour, the Shirelles, Johnny Nash, and Simple Minds are on the way. Don't forget, Justin Swallows is up at 7:20 this morning with the Sports Now update brought to you by Culver's of Clarksville. Birthdays today. They say it's your birthday. Gloria Estefan, 60. 60.
60?
Yeah. Dr.
Nice.
Phil, 67. Barry Gibb, the last standing BG, is 71. Lily Tomlin is 78. Alan Dershowitz.
89.
No, he's 79.
Oh.
He's 79, yeah. Yep, it is here. This is the Labor Day weekend.
It is.
The unofficial day end of summer, so you can put all your...
Put a lid on it?
Yeah, start wearing your long pants and get rid of, bring your jackets out and your sweaters. This is the unofficial end of summer.
Oh,
You got any plans?
No. Negative.
Just relative.
Well, if I can make it till Monday, then I'll do something.
Yeah, well, that's
I
good.
don't know what. I'm be looking for smoke. If I drive down 41A,
smoke.
Yeah, I'm gonna be looking for smoke.
Oh,
if I see
you're
any
talking
coming
about
from
barbecue
Europe,
smoke. I thought you were talking about...
No, not that kind of smoke. No, it's not 420 day.
You're going to jail. You do not pass go.
Hey, it's National 420 Day. Did you know that?
What is that?
Oh, never mind. See, I knew. You don't know what 420? Never mind. Okay.
See, now you're going to have me wondering, the rest of them, okay, what is he talking about?
Okay. I'm looking for fire.
Okay.
You're looking for barbecues.
Barbecue.
Yeah.
Kingsford.
That's right.
Briquettes.
That's right. And if I see any at your house, you might have company. Company's calling, y'all.
Well, hey, you know what? You're more than welcome to come. The Big 1400, WJZM Radio. Yeah. This is Wilson Pickett, a little funky Broadway. Get going this morning. Clarksville area weather, rain throughout the day. Expect a high of around 69 as the sun, as it gets brighter. This morning, you'll be able to see where some of the ponding and flooding is. So please be careful. Keep in mind, no school in Clarksville, Montgomery County, so traffic should be light, but be on the lookout for flooding this morning because of all the rain we got overnight. And the rain continues today and tonight, and the early part of Saturday. Expect an overnight low of 56 for Saturday. Warming up 76 for a high, and the clouds will give way to some sunshine. Sunday, sunny and pleasant, a high of 82. And Monday, as John looks for smoke, it'll be pleasant, plenty of sunshine. Expect a high of 84. Currently,
have you seen all those barns on fire?
Yeah, that's
Why does nobody call the fire department?
Don't do that. They're curing tobacco.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Currently 65 degrees in downtown Clarksville. Back in the day. 1956. 61 years ago, Elvis brought his big, beautiful mama a big, beautiful pink Cadillac.
Ooh.
Yeah. I remember that. I remember seeing that on TV, that he was showing off.
Showing that big pink Cadillac?
Because he bought a Cadillac for his mother, and then he bought two more for two other people.
So he bought three.
Yeah.
He didn't buy me one. Uncle Elvis left me out.
I'm so sorry, John. Maybe because it was 420 somewhere.
It might have been.
I don't know.
Time.
60 years ago, 1957, the Ford Edsel was introduced. It had 27 features not available on other cars, like a wraparound windshield, 4 headlights, electric door locks, cruise control. Ford has spent $270 million on 3 models. Then they discontinued it because of poor sales. I remember the Edsel.
I had ridden in one,
car.
yeah.
I thought it was a beautiful car.
I did too.
And then you think about all the things that it had that other cars didn't have, and you think about all the things that the cars have today.
It was way ahead of its time.
It was. It definitely was. 33 years ago, 1984, Tina Turner's What's Love Got to Do with It hit #1. We played that earlier this morning. Yeah.
I did not know it was on this day.
John played it, the album version of it. But and 45 years ago, 1972, Bobby Fischer won the international chess crown by defeating Ruski Boris Spassky in their final match.
Ruski. You had to throw that in there.
Yeah.
Ruski.
Yeah, he did.
Russian.
And then, of course, Bobby unleashed another can of chess when he beat him back in 1992. So, hey, you can't beat the king.
No.
You can't beat the king. Take that. Take that. The Big 1400, WJZM Radio, Chuck and John. It is the first day of September. It is a Friday. It is Good Morning Clarksville. 1400 WJZM Radio, just ahead of a Sports Now update with Justin Swallows, brought to you by Culver's of Clarksville. Don't forget, with Ball Network Notebook coming your way at 7:50 this morning on the Big 1400. Bob Kessling has the Ball Network Notebook each day, 7:50 Monday through Friday on the Big 1400. We've got a busy Friday here today on Good Morning Clarksville. Around 7:30 or so, Brent Streeter, who is the owner of Escape Games of Clarksville, is going to join us. He's going to talk about their brand new escape room this weekend. The escape room is called Amnesia.
Ooh, I forgot what it's about.
Because you forget. you forget.
Oh, that's
you
why.
forget. But it sounds like a lot of fun, and I know that things like this.
People love that stuff.
Yeah, they do. It is very, very popular, and we're excited to have Brent come in and talk to us about it. It's located at 1943 Fort Campbell Boulevard, and Brent's going to tell us about the brand new escape room called Amnesia. Time now for a Sports Now update. We didn't forget that.
Nope.
Brought to you by Culver's of Clarksville on the Big 1400.
This Sports Now update is presented by Culver's of Clarksville, famous for handcrafted butter burgers. Get yours at 140 Southampton Place.
Austin Peay football turned some heads last night in their season opener at Cincinnati, taking the Bearcats down to the wire in a 26-14 loss. The Governors, despite outgaining UC 313 yards to 248, were thwarted by two stalled offensive drives inside the Cincinnati 5-yard line. Penalties and turnovers helped doom APSU as well, as they were moved back 10 times for a total of 87 yards, and they gave the ball away twice. No longer flying under the radar, the Govs will take on Miami, Ohio 1 week from tomorrow. And a former University of Tennessee football star showed out last night in primetime. Pittsburgh Steelers rookie quarterback Josh Dobbs completed 23 passes for 212 yards and a score in the Steelers' final preseason tilt against the Carolina Panthers. Dobbs got his team the win in impressive fashion on a quarterback keeper with just 9 seconds left, leaving the final score at 17-14 in favor of Pittsburgh. Staying in the NFL, good news followed bad news last night for the Tennessee Titans. With most of their main contributors on the bench, they lost their final preseason game 30-6 against Kansas City. However, following that game, we got a big announcement from the Titans' first-round draft pick, Corey Davis. Davis, who did dress out and warm up last night despite not seeing the field, promises that he will play for the Titans in their preseason opener against Oakland. Lastly, today we remind you about our slightly altered high school football broadcast plans. Despite the game being moved to Austin Peay State University, you'll still be able to hear the Clarksville Academy versus Zion Christian game here on the Big 1400. The game is set to kick off at 4 o'clock this afternoon, and we'll have pregame coverage starting at 3:45. From the WJZM Sports Desk, this is Sports Now, and I'm Justin Swallows.
Made to order, never frozen Midwest beef served on a toasted buttery bun is just the beginning at Culver's of Clarksville. The experience crescendos into fresh homemade custard that you can customize into delectable treats like sundaes, banana splits, or one of their signature concrete mixers. You'll be treated like family and fed like royalty at Culver's of Clarksville, near Exit 4 just off Wilma Rudolph Boulevard at 140 Southampton Place. Culver's of Clarksville. Welcome to Delicious.
The Big 1400. WJZM Radio. Don't forget that another Sports Now update comes your way at 8:20 this morning with Justin Swallows, brought to you by Culver's of Clarksville. Well, you knew it had to happen.
What?
This is the first day of September.
Yeah. What happened?
Well, you know, Disney has unveiled toys from the upcoming Star Wars movie.
Yeah. I'm ready.
I know. You're ready to
Got my
stock up.
tickets
So,
last month.
you know, people are going to be thinking about it, and Disney is trying to cash in early.
What
You know,
kind of
their
toys they got?
merchandising department, they're just trying to put it all together, and so they've released their toys from the upcoming Star Wars movie. We said it was like 103 days.
Somewhere
Yeah.
in that neighborhood. Let me get some papers so I can write down these.
No, you don't. You don't need. That's not the paper you need.
What do you
that,
need?
You
Green.
need that crumbling green.
Oh, or disaster
or the
card.
Plastico. Or the Plastico.
Give me the plastic.
That's what
please.
you need.
Plastic or
because
paper?
you know
Plastic.
you're going to have some of those Star Wars movie toys to
Well,
go
what
with
do
the
they
movie.
got?
Well, I don't know what
they didn't
got.
tell?
I haven't seen the movie. I don't know what they had with the last movie. except them dolls that look like Forrest Whitaker. I don't know anything about the Star Wars movie. I'm not, I have not had my tickets for 6 months like you have. But anyway, so you expect to see more and more Christmas rollout.
Yeah, it's getting close.
It is the 1st of September. So in a related story, Christmas has come early for some creepy middle-aged dudes who live in their parents' basement.
Gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. I think I can make it now. The pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared.
The big 1400, WJZM radio, 65 degrees. Is it raining out there, Brent? Still?
It's raining.
Still raining. Brent Streeter is our guest. He is the owner of Escape Games of Clarksville. We're going to talk to him about the new room at Escape. It's called Amnesia. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Pull that down.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. I still should have adjusted. Is that okay?
You're falling down on your job, sir.
I know. I'm
Just
sorry.
get with it. It's Friday.
I was trying to make a list of Christmas toys, and so. But anyway, thank you for coming in.
No problem. Thank you.
So tell us about Escape Games, and then then we'll talk about the new room.
Sure. Escape Games is like a live action game where. If you think about the board game of Clue, kind of, on steroids, where we give you a...
Steroids. There we go.
Legal steroids. So we give you a premise or a scenario for a room. We take your group, whether it's a date night group or a church group or a team building, and we put you in this room with the scenario, and your job is to figure out what's going on in the room, solve your mission, and escape. You're actually physically locked in the room. And you have to work your way out with everything that's in the room is there for a reason, and there are clues. You can just look around. You start searching once the timer starts. You get an hour to escape, and you try to figure out what's going on.
That would be a challenge.
It is a challenge. Our escape rates are average around 35%. So it's
really
it's not meant for people who can't think or don't think, but it's meant to have a lot of fun. And we actually help you through the game. We have game masters that run the game. And they're watching you, and they're listening to you. And as you play the game, we'll give you hints to work your way out of that room.
Brent, do people have to sign a waiver?
We do, yeah. We have a standard. It's not scary. It's really not dangerous. If you can take a step, you're okay. But, as you're playing the game, people will put things on the floor, and you know, and somebody turns around and sure enough, it's possible. We haven't had anybody ever fall and really hurt themselves. We've had people take a tumble, but it's like if you can walk, you're fine.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about a waiver that, you know, when they, help! Help! Get me out of here. You know, get me out of here.
We do have a couple of teams that come back and play. We have 4 different unique rooms, and there are some pretty animated characters. You know, they really get into what's going on.
Okay, so each room has a different theme?
Yeah. So we have 4 different rooms. There's one called Jailbreak. There's Amnesia, which is our new room just opening today. There's Outbreak, and we have one called Mystery. And each room has their own theme.
Okay. And you're the one that you built these rooms yourself.
Yeah. So
I mean, I know you had a little help, but you built them.
I built them physically, and we sit down and we write out what do we want to do, what do we want the room to be. And my wife is also obviously my partner, and she's a psych nurse. So
help. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a real good thing.
She has a really good mind for the game. So we talk about the room, I build the room, and then together as a team, the room it becomes what it becomes, and it's like a living, changing thing. I mean, we
organism.
Change
it's fluid.
We change it. You know, we change little things here in the room till we tweak them till we get to the point where we think this is really good, and people come in, and we've got good reviews in town, and 5 stars on all of our social media. So it's a lot of fun.
Brent Streeter is, I guess, he's the owner of Escape Games of Clarksville. So, Brent, the more I hear you talk, the more I'm thinking, well, this is not necessarily physical. This is also requires some thinking.
Right, yeah. Like I said, if you can basically, get into the room, you can play the game. We've had people. Well, last night we had a group of 9 guys come in, and they were celebrating. I think one of them was getting married, and so there was great grandfathers down to grandsons in here in this room playing. So it's not you don't have to be too physically fit to actually play the game. Mentally fit is a little better option.
Uh-oh, that leaves me out.
Yeah, so they come in. Please get me out of here.
Where's the door?
And your wife runs to the rescue, and she sit. Breathe deeply.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so what made you come up with the idea of escape games?
Well, they're a trend that's happening across kind of the country, actually around the world. It's been around for almost 20 years, the idea of escape games. And we have some in Nashville, obviously, and we played a game there, and afterwards we talked about it for weeks, and then it turned out to be in a month, and we're like, when was the last time we did anything actually talking about something that was fun, a month later? So, Clarksville doesn't have a whole lot of fun things to do. I hate to say it. We're a great city and we're a great town, and I don't understand it. So we started playing games all over the country and making notes and doing things, that we'd like to do, and we found a building that we could basically would work for us with not a lot of startup costs, because obviously that's part of it. And we're just celebrating this weekend is our 2-year anniversary.
2 years.
That's good.
Right. Congratulations. Happy birthday. Happy anniversary, I guess, would be the right term.
Yeah.
So you have 4 rooms, and today is the grand opening for room number 4.
Yeah, so we've had 4 rooms all along, and we change the rooms out every once in a while. So this is, we retired a room, and this is the new room.
Amnesia.
And Amnesia is going to be difficult.
Now, Escape Games is located at 1943 Fort Campbell Boulevard, which is basically right across from the old grandpa's. And, it's completely safe. It's comfortable. There are easy exit buttons for those feeling a little claustrophobic or just needing to take a control. Help me. Because I could see how frustrating it would get, for people. But you say, your game mentors or your game masters, they're watching and they're listening, and if they see that somebody's really getting frustrated or they're there to help, right?
Yeah, so we have never had anybody have to leave the room because of anxiety. A lot of times getting into the room they get anxious, but as soon as there's a monitor in the room and it has a timer and the game starts and the timer starts ticking down from 60 minutes, as soon as that happens, people's minds turn off from their anxiety and they start looking at what am I here to do? So we haven't had anybody I have to get out of this room.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, Brent. Are the 4 rooms are they graduated as far as how hard it is to get up?
Right. They're not really it's really weird because the rooms will change from hardness even though we haven't made any changes to it. So we track every month, what the escape rates are, and we kind of adjust them. Between 30 and 40% is the room. So one room, it seems like, might be like harder last month, like, oh, this one was 37% last month. Why was that? And then the next month it gets easier, and it's just the people coming in and playing. They're all pretty much about the same hardness. We used to have a room, and it was called high stakes, and it was like an 18% success rate. It was super difficult. So people were scared to play it.
18%?
Yeah, people would back off.
Because word gets around.
Right, so we kind of retired it just for that reason. We could have made it easier, but it still was in people's head that room's hard. You don't even want to try it. They have fun, but people still want to win. They still
of course. So are you thinking you can always bring it back, too?
Well, we might expand, and we have now 3 rooms that have been kind of retired over the course of a couple of years. So if we do, we already set up to do that.
So the new room is called Amnesia, and Brent, of course, Escape Games is one of our pregame and first down sponsors for Clarksville Academy football, and they're offering buy one get one free admission Monday through Thursday when customers say the code word Cougars. So if you're thinking about maybe you'd like to go to Escape.
What's that word?
Cougars.
Cougars.
Cougars,
all right.
Because of the Clarksville Academy Cougars. So tell us about the Amnesia Room. How did you come up with it?
Well, there seems to be a lot of interest in games, and we didn't like to use the word like hangover and things like that. So in Amnesia, your team or your player or your group, you're waking up somehow in a cabin in the woods, and you don't know how you got there. So as you work through the game, you'll find clues along the way that'll give you the scenario or the story. So this is one room that's a little different than our other 3 rooms. At the other 3 rooms, we actually play a video, and it kind of gives you the story of the room. This one is a little bit different. We kind of just take you to the room, and we explain to you what I just explained. You don't really know how you got here. You don't know the common reason why you all know one another and why you're there. But once you play the game, you start finding clues along the way that brings the team together, and they realize they all were at the same place at the same time, and now they're here. And they have to figure out why they're here. And I might just put out there that it might have something to do with happen to be a donor for somebody who maybe we don't like as a country.
So you were excommunicated to the woods?
No, they're actually, somebody may be looking for a suitable transplant victim.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I see. Yeah. Brent Streeter's our guest. He is the owner of Escape Games, Clarksville, Tennessee. And this weekend, Labor Day weekend, the new room called Amnesia opens. And now the other 3 rooms are what?
So Jailbreak, then there's Outbreak, which just like it sounds, so it's Jailbreak. And then we have one called House of Mystery, which is kind of a magic-themed room.
So is Amnesia, okay, can I ask you if it's the hardest room?
We don't really know yet. So the room is basically just being beta tested last night with a few teams. The teams did well. We didn't have any escapes out of the 2 teams, and these were groups. Actually, one of them was our employees that play for us. So we kind of keep hidden what's going on in the room. So then we bring them in, and they're supposed to be experts because they run these rooms. And while they did escape the room, I was actually in the room with them, leading them along the way. So they probably wouldn't have got out if I hadn't been there. And then we had another group that comes and helps us beta test, who's played a few games, and they also didn't escape. So, which is right on par because it's only a 30 to 40% escape rate. So you don't expect only 3 out of 10 groups are going to escape.
Yeah.
But we're still doing a little tweaking today. My wife will take the notes that we wrote down last night, and we'll tweak it tonight, and it'll be getting. It's a very different game than our other 3 games, and it'll be getting tweaked a little bit today. And we think that actually we hit it out of the park this time going into it. There's just a few little things we need to do.
And, Brent Streeter's, I guess, he's the owner of Escape Games of Clarksville, and they're opening their new room to go with the other 3. It's called Amnesia. There's Jailbreak. There's Outbreak. No, Jailbreak,
Outbreak, and House of Mystery.
And House of Mystery. Who would be attracted to this?
So, anybody who likes basically
challenges, mysteries,
board games. It's really designed, and this is where we're failing a little bit as a company, but it's really designed for team building activities. So we think that if you work for a realty company, a bank, a dental office, and you want to bring your team together, what better way to bring them in and put them in a room where they have to work together. We get a lot of military groups and battalions and teams coming in. Somebody wants to bring in their
church
team.
groups.
Church groups, yeah, we'll do. We'll do real good specials like for youth groups. They want to come in and, we can actually play now basically up to 50 people at one time in the 4 different rooms. And we'll cater in, pizza or Subways or things like that, for them. We have a little event center there where we can actually sit about 35 people down. So, but it's really meant to be a team building activity. We get a lot of date nights that come in. They want something different to do, and they don't want to drive out to.
You want to get rid of your date?
Yeah.
You want to get rid of your date?
Well, I'll just go to the amnesia room and I'll forget about it.
Right. Come on, let's go in this room, honey. I'll be right back.
You'll be all right. You'll be okay.
Yeah, you'll be all right. You'll be okay. Just wait for me. Brent Streeter is our guest. He's the owner of Escape Games at 1943 Fort Campbell Boulevard. Now, if you're thinking about you'd like to try this out, maybe your group, your church group, your civic group, your group of people at work, just a bunch of friends. They're located at 1943 Fort Campbell Boulevard, but you can book. They ask that you do book your escape online at escapegames.com. That's escapegames.com, or you may call them. Their number is 931-802-6997.
That's right. And Escape Games is actually spelled with an X, so it's escapegames.com with an X.
What are the hours that are?
We're open every day of the week. If it's a team building activity and your team needs to come in at an odd hour, we'll make it happen. We play games at 7 in the morning and stay till 12 o'clock at night if that's what it's for team building. Yeah. Our normal Monday through Friday hours are 11 to 8, and then Friday night, actually, we're open until, I think our last game starts at 9:30, so that means we're there until about midnight. And then Saturday starts at 10 o'clock and goes till 9:30 again. Sunday, I think it's 12 to 8.
Yeah. Do people get to choose the room? Their room
they want,
or do you recommend them?
Right. A lot of times they'll call in and they'll say, hey, I got a group of this or a group of that. Where should we go? And we'll kind of sway them to where they should go, what we think they are. But when you book it online, it just comes up with the scenarios, and you click, 2 people coming in at this time, and it'll just take you right to checkout.
So if John wants to bring his date and I want to bring my wife, there could be other people that we don't know anything about.
Yeah, those are actually the best playing groups normally, because you have a mixed backgrounds of people who know different things.
Diversity.
And everybody gets to come together and work, try to solve the problem.
No, everybody's supposed to come together.
Supposed to. Well,
most of the time they do, I mean, it's.
It may take a while, but they do.
That's our best playing, games. People, when they get there, they're like, oh, there's other people in the room with us? And we're like, yeah, trust me, you're going to want it this way. And then after they start playing, and they get out, at the end, whether they escape or not, they always say to each other, I'm glad you were there because we never would have got this.
Yeah.
Because different people know different things,
Yeah. Brent Streeter. I'm sorry,
John. Imagine our group going. We would argue for 30 minutes who was going to be the leader.
That happens a lot with our soldiers.
Oh, really? Yeah, everybody, who wants to be the leader? Who's going to make the decision? Just such an interesting concept. Brent Streeter, owner of Escape Games in Clarksville, 1943 Fort Campbell Boulevard. You can go online to book a game, an escape. I was thinking you got 4 rooms and you got they're of different. He's not going to give us and tell us which one is the hardest.
He said they're all hard.
But he said
my granddaughter
he said some of them are more challenging than others.
Yeah, my granddaughter and a bunch of her friends used to go all the time.
Really?
Yeah, till she moved to Memphis. But when she comes back, I'm sure they'll try the new room.
Yeah, we've had 2. We have 2 new rooms. House of Mystery and Amnesia have just been created in the last 6 months.
Okay, and this is not laser tag, everybody. You know, they're not running around with, you know, don't get, this is not laser tag.
Not laser tag.
This is the House of Escape Games in 1943, Fort Campbell Boulevard. Brent designs every room, and he makes it happen. They're located right across from where Grandpa's used to be, and you can call them at 931-802-6997. Amnesia. The brand new escape room opening this weekend is called Amnesia. And so if you want to be a part of that.
It's a good weekend to go.
Yeah, it is. A long weekend.
Every day is a good day to go.
You get in there and get lost till Monday. Won't nobody miss you.
I claim that every day.
It's Labor Day weekend. He probably just went somewhere to a barbecue or something. And he get me out of here. Get me out of here.
Well, as long as they don't, the hangover room, I do that every day. So I don't.
They don't have a hangover
I don't have
room.
to worry. I know that. I'm glad they
don't have a hangover room. You know. Anyway, thanks, Brent.
Thank you guys for having us. Come see us.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I thought it was something with lights and everything flashing, you know, kind of.
No,
like
there's nothing. Like I said, there's nothing scary about the room. We have scary premises. You know, Outbreak is zombies based. Everybody's into that. It's not scary, but the room is about that. How do you not become a zombie? You know, how do you stop yourself? Amnesia. You wake up in a place you don't know where you're at. It's not really scary. We get you going in, and we tell you this. You know, a lot of times, ladies and young kids, you know, they say, "Oh, it's scary." It's not scary.
Now, it's not for like 8-year-old, 9-year-olds.
Yeah, so we'll do birthday parties for, like, you know, a group of 10-year-olds. Anybody under 16, if they come, they need to have an adult in the room, because there is a waiver that's being signed that says, hey, you don't hold us responsible if you trip on your own self. And we do birthday parties for young groups, but it isn't designed for them. We make sure they have fun, and the difference is between 9, 10-year-olds playing is we help them play the room a lot more than we would adults.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, like, a group of 10-year-olds might escape the room, but we probably give them 35 hints or clues along the way to move them to it, because it's about having fun.
Yes.
And when you get to that last couple of minutes, it's up to you to figure out how do I get out of here.
Yeah.
But as the rule, the game plays for an hour, and you only get 3 clues or 3 hints.
Yes.
So for that hour, you guys, as you're playing, you can say, hey, we need a clue because we're stuck, and then we'll feed you some information that moves you to the next level. So a team of people, adults, that's what you get, 3 or 4 clues to make the game work for you.
Yeah.
I'm glad you came in and explained what escape games were and told us about the new room that's opening this weekend called Amnesia, Jailbreak, Outbreak, and House of Mystery, because I thought he was going to have a clown room. And I thought I thought it was to scare people, like a mini haunted house or something.
Yeah, so we don't want that image in people's head. We want it to be that once they come and they play. On a typical Saturday, we'll play anywhere from 80 to 150 people will come through our facility. And we, usually on Saturdays, we quiz every person that come in, how'd you hear about us? Where do you know about us? Is this your first time here? Yeah. And still about 85 to 90% of the people are first-time players. They don't even know that we exist in Clarksville. That, oh, man, we used to have to drive, to Nashville to get this kind of entertainment. Yeah. So it's weird that for us, after 2 years still, being here, that people are still like, we didn't even know you were here. So, we thank you guys for having us on, and, hopefully we're getting the word out to more people.
Yeah, we thank you for being a part of our broadcast team with the Clarksville Academy football. One other question before you go, Brent. Do you have a lot of repeat offenders? Not repeat offenders.
No, I'm the one that does that.
People come back and they want to, we want to try this room now.
Yeah, so a lot of times we have a rebooking special. So if you play a game, and as soon as you're done, you want to play again, we'll rebook you, and you get a great rate. Mm-hmm. Even if you decide you can't play right then, but you want to play, tomorrow or whatever. Yeah. People like the games. Like I said, on our Facebook and Google ads and everything, we're a solid 5-star, and we got lots of reviews. They will come back, and then what happens is we start getting texts and emails saying, is there a new room coming or whatever. So you have
to freshen it up.
Yeah, that's why it's taken us. In 2 years, we've changed, 2 of our rooms out, completely. But at the same time, on a Saturday, when we're busiest, we pool the audience coming in, and a lot of them at times still their first time playing.
Yeah. So
then we get a whole new, group of people. And with the military being here, there's a lot of turnover of people. So we get a lot of new players.
Good. Thanks. Hope you come back.
I hope you'll have me.
We will.
Brent Streeter, owner of Escape Games, and this weekend is the grand opening of the new room called Amnesia. They're located at 1943 Fort Campbell Boulevard, and you can book your party yourself, and maybe you're going on a date, or maybe you got a group of friends that would like to come.
Take a group.
Everything you ever want to know about Escape Games, you can find out by going online to Escape Games. That's with an X, EXCAPE Games.com, or you can call them at 931-802-6997. Brent Streeter, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Time now for the Ball Network Notebook, brought to you with Bob Kessling.
Micah Abernathy ready to lead Tennessee into Atlanta to face Georgia Tech. This is the Ball Network Notebook, brought to you by your local Farmers Co-op. Co-op, farming Big Orange Country. Micah Abernathy returns to his hometown Atlanta on Monday night as Tennessee opens the season at the new Mercedes-Benz Stadium against Georgia Tech. Abernathy is one of the veterans in this Tennessee secondary. The junior started 10 games last year at safety and said all that experience has helped him prepare for this season.
Well, last year at this time, I was just getting into the groove of things, really. Right now, I feel like I'm carrying on from last year and just trying to keep my momentum.
What's the biggest thing mentally, though, you've had to adjust to it? Where do you think you're better now than you were last year?
The main thing that I'm better at this year is play recognition and seeing what the offense is going to do, whether it's receiver splits or anything like that.
Are you more confident getting guys lined up? That's one of the things a safety has to do.
I'm definitely more confident getting other guys lined up. I'm helping out some of the D linemen when I need to. That's something I didn't do last year. The safeties are supposed to align everybody, make sure everybody's right, make them right when they're wrong.
Mike Abernathy had some big moments last year, intercepting 2 passes, and he also set the school record, recovering 3 fumbles against Virginia Tech. He looks to make an even bigger impact this season, starting on Monday night against Georgia Tech in Atlanta. On football Saturdays at Neyland Stadium, there are long-standing traditions that make for an unforgettable experience. There's the Vol Walk, the Power Tee, and singing along with over 100,000 diehard fans as the band plays Rocky Top after a Tennessee touchdown. At your local farmer-owned co-op, they understand the importance and impact of these traditions because for over 70 years, they've had a few of their own, like friendly service, top-notch products, and trusted advice. Co-op, proudly farming Big Orange Country. Tennessee makes its second appearance in the Chick-fil-A Kickoff Classic on Monday night. In 2012, the Vols beat NC State 35-21. Tennessee takes on Georgia Tech in the game Monday night. Kickoff time is set for 8 p.m. from Atlanta. Reporting for the Ball Network, I'm Bob Kessler.
For real estate services, Byers & Harvey can do it all. Real estate sales, rentals, property management, commercial and residential development. Byers & Harvey is Clarksville's oldest independent real estate company and has given continuous service since 1878. Byers & Harvey have 3 locations to serve you: in North Clarksville, in the heart of downtown, and at Sango. For more information and listings, visit them online at byersandharvey.com. byersandharvey.com. Byers & Harvey, Clarksville's real estate company.
A few things I can count on in the morning. Not wanting to get up, but the alarm clock tells me I have no choice. A hot shower that gets me going, and the traffic that slows me down. But once I get to McDonald's, I can count on my kind of breakfast at a value, like a sausage biscuit, burrito, crispy hash browns, or a small hot McCafe coffee starting at just $1 each, or a sausage McMuffin for just $1.19. Count me in. A la carte only at participating restaurants. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
What's the most refreshing sound of summer? Close, but just listen. Ah, that's the sound of a fruity flavored Fanta orange soda, new at McDonald's for just $1. Okay, keep listening. Hear all your friends in there popping around? Cannonball!
This summer, check fruity flavored ice cold refreshment off your bucket list. Hurry and dive into any size Fanta orange soda, new at Mickey D's for just $1, or get a small McCafe frappe smoothie or shake for just $2. A la carte only. Limited time offer at participating McDonald's. Cannot be combined with any other offer or any combo meal. Fanta is a registered trademark of the Coca-Cola Company.
Why settle for less when you can get more at Wyatt Johnson in Clarksville, your winning team in Kentucky and Tennessee. Score and win with Wyatt Johnson GMC Buick, Toyota, Hyundai, Mazda, and Subaru, as well as 3 pre-owned superstores for more selection in minutes versus days, shopping place to place. We are the region's largest GMC Buick dealer, the area's newest Toyota dealer, and home of the Hyundai, Mazda, and Subaru Giant. You always get more at your winning team in Kentucky and Tennessee. The Wyatt Johnson Automotive Family in Clarksville.
We've got you covered every step of the way. That's what they do at Clarksville Floor Covering. Carpet, hardwood, tile, laminate, vinyl, and area rugs are what they specialize in. Visit Clarksville Floor Covering and let their on-staff interior designer put it all together to give you the look you want. Locally owned and operated since 1961, Clarksville Floor Covering is conveniently located at 606 North Spring Street, behind Sonic off Riverside Drive. Visit their website at clarksvillefloor-covering.com and be sure to check them out on Facebook.
The Big 1400, WJZM Radio, Clarksville area weather, rain today and tonight and part of Saturday. Expect a high today of around 69. There is a chance for some flooding, so please be on the lookout for that. Tonight, rain continues, overnight low around 56. Tomorrow, the clouds will give way to some sunshine. We expect warmer temperatures, 76 for an expected high on Saturday. Sunday, a nice day, 82 for an expected high. And Labor Day Monday, y'all, 84, pleasant, plenty of sunshine for this Labor Day weekend. Currently, we're at 66 degrees in downtown Clarksville. Chuck Edwards, John Michaels. We appreciate Brent Streeter for coming in and joining us here on the Good Morning Clarksville show. Escape Games, 1932 Fort Campbell Boulevard. You ought to check them out.
Hold on, Clarksville. Another hour of your greatest hits starts now.
I love it, man.
The Big 1400 WJZM. Clarksville, Fort Campbell, Hopkinsville. Online at WJZM1400.com.
WJZM Radio, Clarksville, Tennessee.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Houston firefighters are finishing the first of 6 areas where they went door-to-door checking for anybody left behind by the Harvey flooding. Fire Chief Samuel Pena said fire crews are checking in flooded neighborhoods for anybody left behind.
The process entails going door-to-door and ensuring that that we have secured and searched for any individuals that may need help or otherwise.
In Dickinson, Texas, flood victim Lily Galindo shows a report of the outside of her house.
This is my yard. This is my house. Got a fish stuck in the fence.
Linda says she has a lot to be grateful for despite the loss of her home.
Thank you to friends in my church family. They're helping me get it done. I didn't know what I was going to do, and I just prayed about it. God's sending me awesome people to help me, and we're getting it done.
Fallout from Harvey continues at the gas pump. Here's correspondent Shelley Adler.
Certainly not going to be a terrific Labor Day weekend for some areas of the country.
That's Patrick DeHaan of GasBuddy.com, who says the average price is up to $2.47 a gallon.
By the weekend, it could flirt with $2.55 or $2.60 a gallon. So we are, for the next 48 hours, going to be seeing big increases across wide portions of the country. Starting in the southeast and mid-Atlantic, we could start to see some supply issues.
Which will be made worse if drivers panic.
It's really up to motorists how long that we run out of fuel and how high prices will go.
I'm Shelley Adler.
An official says the fire is now out at that chemical plant near Houston, but they are monitoring the site for more possible eruptions. Explosions and fires rocked the flood-crippled Arkema plant in Crosby early yesterday. The plant's owners warned more explosions could follow because of a loss of refrigeration that was causing chemicals stored there to degrade and therefore burn. On Wall Street right now, Dow futures are up 54. This is SRN News.
Loans. Heritage Bank. Those are the only 3 words you need to know if you need a car or boat or RV or storage building or pool or new garage or lawnmower or four-wheeler or vacation. Or, well, you get the picture, right? Picture yourself with a loan from Heritage Bank and that special something that you've been wanting. Call or stop by your local Heritage Bank office today. Loans from Heritage Bank.
NMLS number 431499. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Bankwithheritage.com.
The Big 1400, WJZM Radio. Clarksville area weather. Rain today continuing. Expect a high of 69. Be on the lookout for some flash flooding. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms. Otherwise, overnight low of 56. Saturday, the clouds will give way to some sun and warmer temperatures. High of 76. Sunday, sunny, pleasant, 82 for a high. And Labor Day, Monday, pleasant. Plenty of sunshine. Mid-80s for an expected high. Currently, rain and 66 degrees in downtown Clarksville. With a look at Clarksville traffic, here's John Michaels.
Traffic not bad for a Friday morning here in the Clarksville, Montgomery County area. Looks like these areas are always busy this time of day. Wilma Rudolph Boulevard, New Providence Boulevard, Fort Campbell traffic on 41A, and the intersection of Madison Street and MLK Boulevard. 48 and 13 coming into the city from the county, busy in a couple of spots. 41A Sango, busy as well. Looks like 79 out in St. Bethlehem has a couple of slow spots at the moment. And also the MLK 76 connector is busy as well. Now, if you are headed to Nashville this morning, let's check in with Commander Chuck and see what's going on with the Nashville traffic.
Well, good morning. We're actually really shocked that there's not more accidents out here than what there is. There's a few out here, but just really heavy congestion on 65 South here at Trinity Lane, working your way down from the north, 40, trying to get in by the airport there, up by Spence Lane, but it's moving. Let's keep it that way. You're looking good so far out of Wilson County down I-40 towards Nashville, and 40 coming from Dixon as well. Earn your massage diploma in 6 months. Call the Nashville School of Massage Therapy, 905-4141. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on-time traffic.
And that's been a look at your traffic and weather together and the latest national news here on the Big 1400 WJZM, brought to you by Heritage Bank. And now that brings us to another hour of Good Morning Clarksville. Good morning, Chuck Edwards.
Good morning, John Michaels. Good morning, Clarksville. We are starting out on this second hour on the first day of September, and what better way to start September than have Joe Pitts in the house.
Yes.
And he's going to be joining us during the 8 o'clock hour. We're going to talk about state government. We're going to talk about local government. We're going to talk about fishing and all things.
What's the best bait?
Hey, Joe said whatever. He'll talk about whatever it is that we want to talk about.
We will.
Yeah, the big 1400, WJZM Radio.
It's been a hard day's night, and I've been working like a dog. It's been a hard day's night. I should be sleeping like a log, but when I get home to you, I find the things that you do will make me feel alright. You know I work all day to get your money to buy a thing, and it's worth it just to hear you say you're gonna give me everything. So why on earth should I moan? 'Cause when I get you alone, you know I feel okay. When I'm home, everything seems to be right. When I'm home, feeling you holding me tight, yeah. It's been a hard day's night, and I've been working like a dog. It's been a hard day's night. I should be sleeping like a log, but when I get home to you, I find the things that you do will make me feel alright. So why on earth should I moan? 'Cause when I get you alone, you know I feel okay. When I'm home, everything seems to be right. When I'm home, feeling you holding me tight, yeah. It's been a hard day's night, and I've been working like a dog. It's been a hard day's night. I should be sleeping like a log, but when I get home to you, I find the things that you do will make me feel alright. You know I feel alright. You know I feel alright.
The big 1400, WJZM Radio. Don't forget high school football this afternoon. Clarksville Academy versus Zion Christian Academy. A little early on the airtime, 3:45, kickoff at 4 o'clock because of the rain. And then, of course, we'll have that game. And then on our sister station, we'll have the Clarksville High School game. They're taking on the team from Mississippi.
The Patriots.
The Patriots, yeah. On 105.1, the Lewisburg Patriots from Lewisburg, Mississippi. And that would 7 o'clock airtime, 7:30. Kickoff with Taylor Stokes and Howard Spurgeon on 105.1, our sister station, The Wolf.
The Wolf.
Tennessee's Country Legends. We're so happy to have Joe Pitts with us this morning in the studio. Joe is a good friend, and he is our state representative, one of our state representatives, and he doesn't have anything else to do, so he just decided
he was bored. And just
he was walking down Martin Street and said, well, let me drop in here and see what Chuck and John are up to.
Y'all got coffee here, you know? Hey.
And you needed something to warm you up, right?
That's right.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
You had a good summer?
Yeah, fast summer.
Yeah.
Happy September.
Yeah.
What happened?
It's done.
What happened?
Yeah, you know, and it really, there was just a brief part of it that made us, you know, dread the heat and everything. Otherwise, you know, it's kind of mild. And now I was looking at the long range forecast, and I don't see any 90s. So we might be done with that. And
you know what follows summertime, fall, which is good, but winter, you know,
not good.
Not so much.
John's worried about getting his Star Wars toys.
The man, the myth, the legend, John Michael.
John Michael.
You know,
they buy Star Wars.
He is. He's already got his Star Wars movie tickets.
Oh,
it doesn't come out till December.
You know, I knew there was something I liked about him.
Yeah, you got yours too.
I don't have my tickets, but I love Star Wars. I'm of that era. You know, the 70s. Star Wars, the original.
I like Star Wars.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't go online to get my tickets.
No.
6 months out.
No.
Yeah,
That
John
would be a
did.
no.
So we're talking about right now. This is a downtime for the state legislature. It'll start back up in January, right?
Second Tuesday.
Yeah, and they'll run through what, May, April?
Typically, we go through the end of April, 1st of May. But we went into May this year because of some just leftover, carryover issues. It was the first year of our biennial session, so we went into May, which is unusual. For the past few years, we've gotten out late April.
Yeah, and so some of the things that are going on in the state legislature. Let me just jump in. I want to know about health care. Okay, and that seems to be a lightning rod. But 300,000 people in Tennessee without health care.
More than that, actually, about 600,000.
Why are we playing politics with people's lives?
That's, if I knew the answer to that question, you and I wouldn't be sitting here. We'd be fixing this mess. But it's just politics, petty politics, and it's just sad that it's gotten wrapped around an issue as important as access to health care. If you don't feel good or you can't get access to medical care, it doesn't matter how high your education level is or what your title is. It's just politics.
And what upsets me, Joe, and help me if I'm correct, is that you all have health care.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're on the state health plan. Well, we have the option to be on the state health plan. Most members of the General Assembly opt to take it because it's inexpensive and it's a very benefit-rich plan.
But Joe Commoner
has a hard time.
Out of luck.
And we're not talking about the people who are out of work necessarily. We're talking about people who work at jobs that don't pay enough so they can afford their employer's health insurance. There are banks and other institutions out there who offer it, but some of their lower paid employees just can't afford the premiums.
And so that's, to me, that's one of the things that I thought our state legislature should get done. And I mean, Governor Haslam brought forth
he had a great plan.
I thought it was a plan that was a centrist plan, and it kind of kowtowed to both sides, and it would have worked.
I think it would have worked well. Insure Tennessee is what you're referring to.
Right.
I think it would have been a great step toward getting coverage for those who lack it. Of course, we didn't expand Medicaid in this state, which I think was another mistake. I hear from constituents all the time who they have medical problems and they're just lurching from one health crisis to another. So
what were people in the legislature saying about why they didn't pass Governor Haslam's Insure Tennessee plan?
Well, I think they just viewed it as the wrong plan. There's some that hid behind or talked about, well, it would increase the deficit, the federal deficit, paying for the plan. So there's a laundry list of issues or reasons or excuses, frankly, of why we didn't pass it, or why we've not even passed it, why we didn't seriously consider it. And we should have, but we didn't really give it the time of day. We should have.
So what are some of the other things that you think the state legislature needs to be about business-wise?
Well, we have got a serious opioid problem in this state. My concern is we're not looking at a comprehensive approach. And when I say comprehensive, it's got to include treatment. If you're addicted to an opioid, then you need an option for treatment. And so we're going to have to invest money in treatment to help people.
Like a facility?
Well, a facility, providers, we're going to have to pay for treatment. And doesn't mean we just carte blanche pay for it, blank check. But I think we've got to be smart about helping those who are on it currently. And then we've got to fix the problem. We got to look at how are people getting addicted to opioids. And it's not this illegal drug trade as much as it is prescription-based. Right. So we can't blame providers. We can't blame doctors solely. We can't blame pharmacists. We can't blame, and the more popular place to put blame is pain clinics. We can't blame solely just those individuals or those institutions. We've got to take a comprehensive look. We've got to bring employers to the table because they've got employees that can't pass drug tests or are on pain medication because of past injuries. So, there's just a lot that we need to be doing. But opioid problem is a big problem, and we got to fix it.
Yeah. I was thinking, John, about the opioid problem here in Tennessee. Is that one of the things that I lost my train of thought. I was trying to think of some of the clinics that we have here in Clarksville.
The pain clinics.
But we do have some treatment clinics also.
Yeah, we do.
And are you saying, I know what it was, Narcan. You've been reading a lot about that. That is what the...
Narcanine?
Is that the... Whatever, when you are ODing, they give you this.
Narcan.
That stops.
Right.
The police are starting to carry it.
Our police is our...
I don't know if ours do. I know in Nashville they do.
Yeah, I was wondering.
And there may be access, our EMTs and others may have access to that antidote, if you will.
Yeah.
And there's even conflicting arguments about whether we should be treating drug addiction with another drug. But frankly, we've got to look at everything. And again, that's just kind of taking out one piece of it and putting it over here and say, okay, if we fix that, it's done.
Right. And that's not the way.
That's not the way.
And that Narcan, the more I read about it, it's something that helps people who are ODing. But then, okay, we've got them up this time. Now let's work on so they don't do it again. And that is what rehab, and that is what, having training and having clinics and things like that are all about.
That's right. Yeah. We've got to address it.
Yeah.
And it's not to say we're not any of the groups within government, the state government structure, aren't looking at it. I just hope that whatever comes out of the task force, I know Representative Johnson is chairing the House task force on opioid abuse, and I'm hopeful they'll come forth with the recommendations, but it needs to be comprehensive. I mean, we've got to involve, because there's too many stories of people, probably people that could tell stories about they've lost children or family members to
friends,
overdose.
And it's one of those things, too, that is coming to your neighborhood. Don't think that it's getting smaller.
No.
Yeah, and it might already be in your neighborhood. You just don't know about it yet.
No respecter of income, neighborhood,
race, or
don't matter.
Socioeconomic group. Yeah, it is.
Yep.
So what else do you think is that you're looking forward to the state working with?
Well, I think public education always deserves our attention. I think we're doing very well. Obviously,
but it seems like we're confusing. One minute we want to do this, and then the next minute we want to bring about this, and then we want core, and then we want, it just seems like we just can't, be consistent about it.
Well, sadly, we're forcing too much change too quickly on our public education system, and I think we finally got a commissioner of our Department of Education who's beginning to recognize that. So they're beginning to dial back some of those things, not quick enough for me, but at least look at how much time we spend on testing and teaching to the test. Mm-hmm. And Commissioner McQueen, who's Clarksville native, by the way.
Local.
Yeah. Has committed to looking at that and even reducing it. She's even taken steps toward reducing the testing time, recognizing students and educators need to be about learning and not about just learning to take a test.
Yeah, I think we were talking, I live in a house of educators, and they were talking about too much emphasis at times is put on testing.
Yeah.
And the requirements that they have. A friend of theirs teaches, I think, kindergarten or first grade, and she was talking about how the kids have to be able to give a book report. And I'm saying, in first or second grade, what does that mean? What kind of, I tell anyway, it just, but our education system, I don't think it's broken. I just think it's not broken. There's some flaws, and it needs some fine tuning.
Yeah.
Because we've got some great teachers.
Oh, we got great teachers all across the state. We have some great schools. I'm really proud of Clarksville, Montgomery County. We are leading the way in a lot of areas. I loved because I serve on the House Education Committee, and I love to sit in committee meetings and hear people talk about, well, this is what we need to be doing as a state. We need to be addressing this or that. And I'm just sitting there, done it, because Clarksville, Montgomery County is already doing it or has done it and done it well.
Yeah.
So it's sort of a a bragging point for me. And I make no bones when I like to speak up and say, well, you know, Clarksville, Montgomery County, we've already done that.
Yes,
you know,
we have.
As Satchel Paige once said, it ain't bragging if you've done it.
Yeah.
And we've done it.
Yeah, we have. Okay. Why, it seems like everybody wants to talk about infrastructure.
Yeah.
Infrastructure. Let's talk about infrastructure.
Okay, let's do it. A lot of orange barrels in Clarksville, Montgomery County these days.
There are.
And going to be more.
A sign of progress.
Yeah, that's great. And just let me say here, please, everyone, please be careful when there's workers out on the roads.
Yes.
You know, slow down, be aware that these people are standing out on the road helping us. So slow down and pay attention, you know, to trucks moving in and out. Be patient. You know, road projects don't last forever unless you live in Atlanta, you know. But they won't here. They'll eventually be through.
Well, I thought Trinity Lane in Nashville was forever.
Oh, yeah. No kidding.
You know how long that was?
Oh.
And they still over on Rosa Parks. Are they through on Rosa Parks yet?
I don't know.
It just seemed that way. But the infrastructure, we talk about it locally.
Yeah.
We talk about it on the state level. And I think that's one of the things that Governor Haslam has done well is implementing and getting that money freed up for the highways. And
yeah, we had a lot of debate over the last 2 or 3 years about we need a dedicated revenue source for infrastructure, primarily roads and bridges. And so the governor, after listening, finally put forth a plan, and we raised the gasoline tax. You know, nobody likes their taxes increased, certainly not me or you or the man, the myth, the legend, John Michael.
John does.
Yeah, well.
He don't mind.
You know, when you're in his income level,
that's right.
It doesn't matter.
That's right. You're exactly right.
But, you know, the governor did a good job there, sold it to the legislature. We came out with, I think, a good plan. But what you're seeing now as far as construction, that was planned before the tax increase went into effect. So we'll see even more orange barrels and cones in Montgomery County in the coming years.
Good.
Trenton Road being one, because I just lobbied heavily for that. We got to widen Trenton Road.
Oh yeah, with all the traffic and the building and the schools.
I don't care what time of day you're on Trenton Road.
We were talking, when Mayor Durrett was here, and we were talking about the road out going towards Guthrie. He's talking about the new school. If they build a new school system, it's going to be out a new complex, campus out on Arkadelphia, which is going towards Guthrie. And so that road would need to be some work done on that road.
Yeah.
Okay. What else you want to talk about the state government before we get to you?
Well, one of the good things about the rain, if you can think about all the rain, is at least Dunbar Cave, the lake is full again. You know, that's been a long time coming. I'm grateful for the Department of Environment and Conservation for getting that fixed. They're not done, so let me caution everybody that the repairs they did to the dam and to the spillway are holding, at least for the last few days. Yeah. But the lake looks good.
Good.
It's nice to have water and wildlife.
Yeah, it is. It is a part of, and that's a part of us where we can go out and watch it. Joe Pitts is our guest here on Good Morning Clarksville. Well, we need to take a break. It's time now for a Sports Now update with Justin Swallows, brought to you by Culver's of Clarksville.
This Sports Now update is presented by Culver's of Clarksville, famous for handcrafted butter burgers.
Austin Peay football turned some heads last night in their season opener at Cincinnati, taking the Bearcats down to the wire in a 26-14 loss. The Governors, despite outgaining UC 313 yards to 248, were thwarted by two stalled offensive drives inside the Cincinnati 5-yard line. Penalties and turnovers helped doom APSU as well, as they were moved back 10 times for a total of 87 yards, and they gave the ball away twice. No longer flying under the radar, the Govs will take on Miami, Ohio 1 week from tomorrow. And a former University of Tennessee football star showed out last night in primetime. Pittsburgh Steelers rookie quarterback Josh Dobbs completed 23 passes for 212 yards and a score in the Steelers' final preseason tilt against the Carolina Panthers. Dobbs got his team the win in impressive fashion on a quarterback keeper with just 9 seconds left, leaving the final score at 17-14 in favor of Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh. Staying in the NFL, good news followed bad news last night for the Tennessee Titans. With most of their main contributors on the bench, they lost their final preseason game 30-6 against Kansas City. However, following that game, we got a big announcement from the Titans' first-round draft pick, Corey Davis. Davis, who did dress out and warm up last night despite not seeing the field, promises that he will play for the Titans in their preseason opener against Oakland. Lastly, today we remind you about our slightly altered high school football broadcast plans. Despite the game being moved to Austin Peay State University, you'll still be able to hear the Clarksville Academy versus Zion Christian game here on the Big 1400. The game is set to kick off at 4 o'clock this afternoon, and we'll have pregame coverage starting at 3:45. From the WJZM Sports Desk, this is Sports Now, and I'm Justin Swallows.
Made to order, never frozen Midwest beef served on a toasted buttery bun is just the beginning at Culver's of Clarksville. The experience crescendos into fresh homemade custard that you can customize into delectable treats like sundaes, banana splits, or one of their signature concrete mixers. You'll be treated like family and fed like royalty at Culver's of Clarksville, near Exit 4 just off Wilma Rudolph Boulevard at 140 Southampton Place. Culver's of Clarksville. Welcome to Delicious.
The Big 1400 WJZM Radio, where Sports Now comes your way this afternoon, 3:20 and
5:20.
5:20.
Somewhere in that neighborhood.
Well, I was thinking of the game,
yeah.
and because we're going to be carrying the Academy game this afternoon.
We'll put it somewhere.
Yeah, but
don't worry, it'll be there.
Yeah, it's brought to you by Mr. Appliance on the Big 1400. We're talking with Joe Pitts, our state representative, and we're talking about we talked about state. Let's talk about things local.
Yeah, let's talk.
Let's talk about the governors, Austin Peay. Oh, you know, they gave Cincinnati a run for their money.
They gave them all they wanted.
I think Coach Healy's they're gonna get a win.
Yeah.
They're gonna get multiple wins this year.
I agree.
I think they're ready, and I think, you know, Austin Peay is to me, we have Governor Wednesday here on the station, where each Wednesday we have Bill Persinger, who's director of marketing. He brings somebody over from Austin Peay, and we talk about sports or academics or student life, whatever. I think, you know, Fort Campbell is evident, but Austin Peay is underused. I mean, you know, they need to be part of the fabric. They are part of the fabric, but they aren't used like they are. And I think that needs to be a part of what we do in Clarksville.
Yeah, I agree. Every conversation we have should include Austin Peay.
Right.
And, you know, if you look at what Austin Peay's doing under President White, which I think she's just a fabulous leader
She's
for our
a neat
university.
lady.
Yeah.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, very interesting, well-read, smart, a good leader, a great communicator. If you've ever heard her speak, either planned or just off the cuff, you know, she gets it.
Yes.
But Austin Peay needs to be a part of the conversation, especially now with the governor's drive to 55, trying to increase the number of people who have post-high school degrees, certificates, diplomas, et cetera. But yeah, Austin Peay, we've kind of taken them for granted, so it's time to kind of pick that up.
And they're, as they continue to grow, Bill was telling us that they're going to have a record growth this year again.
Yeah, largest freshman class ever, I think.
Increase, and so, you know.
Which is phenomenal.
And now, you know, because of President White, they were able to forecast a lot of the planning, the growth, and they can accommodate, you know, a lot of the students. You know, when I went to Austin Peay, it's not it's not the same school. It's the same core, but it's not the same campus. I promise you.
It's a beautiful campus, isn't it?
It is.
And it was even beautiful back
I get
in
lost
the day.
over there. Back in the day, Ellington and, you know, Harnett and all. Those, you know, and there was this.
Back in the 70s, right?
Yeah, it was
1970s,
it was nice.
not 1870s.
It was nice, but anyway, it's changed. But I think Austin Peay needs to be in the conversation wherever we have. Let's talk about Tennessee Reconnect.
Yeah, that's the program state government to allow people to go back to college, technical, one of our TCATs, Tennessee College of Applied Technology, or a community college for free, you know, no matter what age you are or where you are. And when I say free of tuition and fees, not necessarily books and materials and supplies, you know, because we can't pay for that or don't pay for that. We could, but so I would encourage everybody to take advantage of that. And every employer within the sound of our voice ought to take advantage of encouraging their employees to take advantage of it, to improve their education standing.
Yeah.
Because I think it would help them as a company.
So they can go back to school for free?
Yeah.
Tuition free?
Tuition and fee free.
Yeah. And they can go to
Nashville State Community College, which has a nice presence on campus.
Rudolph.
Yeah. Or the Tennessee College of Applied Technology. And even because Austin Peay is one of the few, I think there's 2 or 3 four-year universities in our state that offer associate degrees, and Austin Peay is one of them. They can even take advantage of that through Austin Peay.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't, don't let money be the barrier.
Yeah. And a lot of people, might not know about that. And I think it's something that...
And it starts with just a call to one of the schools, and they're set up
online.
Or you can go on,
That darn
I'm
internet.
old school.
That darn, I read the call too. Tennessee Promise.
Yeah, doing well.
I was trying to think how many years. Is this how many years is Tennessee?
I think we're starting the 3rd or 4th year. It just
Explain
time gets
Tennessee
away.
Promise.
Well, Tennessee Promise is for high school graduates who want to go to college, again, to a community college or Austin Peay in this case. They can go to get an associate's degree through Austin Peay. But they're 2 years tuition and fee free, and it's paid for out of the Hope Lottery scholarship money and reserves we have. But it has a community service component, and you've got to fill out the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid. But there are mentors and others who help walk students through that and encourage them to get that done. But yeah, it's a great program. It'll need some tweaks as we go along, but everything does.
Yeah, but the idea, Joe, is I think that we're giving people the opportunity to go to school. And we've talked before when Mr. House was here from Clarksville, Montgomery County Schools, the director of schools. Do you know him?
Oh, great choice.
Yeah, he's
great choice.
He was telling us that, everybody's not cut out for a 4-year school.
No.
So, some of the things, like you said, the associate degrees or the school, Nashville Tech, that gives them some options. There's still going to be a group of students who don't want to go to school after they graduate high school. Yeah.
They're tired of going to class. They just want to work.
Yep. Like me and John.
Yeah. They want to get out there. But sometimes they are either peer pressured or family pressured into enrolling in a college, be it community or Austin Peay, and they just don't want to be there.
Yeah.
So they go through a couple of semesters and they don't do well.
Yeah.
And they end up with a little bit of debt. And so they're kind of saddled with that.
Yeah.
So this is a way for them to avoid that debt, but also, hey, if you want to have a transition year between high school and college, you can get out and work and find out that it's a pretty tough world out there.
Yeah. I'm going to school.
Yeah. I'm going to go to school, but now you can.
Yes.
Because the money's there.
Now, you don't have to be like President Obama's daughter and go to Harvard. I mean, you just, But it's the idea of taking that year off to, take a break, enjoy yourself.
Make you a better student.
Yeah.
Could make you a better student.
It very well could.
Make you appreciate what you got.
Also, we were talking a couple of weeks ago about the Hope Scholarship. And I think that all in all, that's worked out very well for Tennessee.
Yeah, I think it has. There's still people philosophically opposed to how we get that money.
From the lottery, of course.
But, overall, if we could use it for good by encouraging people to go to college.
Yes. And I can't remember the amount of money that they were saying that has been given out to students.
It's over $1 billion. Some unreal number.
Yeah. So I think that's worked out pretty good.
Congressman Steve Cohen from Memphis.
From Congressman Steve.
He was the one that just pushed for the lottery to be enacted in our state. And that's been kind of forgotten over the years because that lottery's been in place for 15 or so years. But I always like to give him credit because he had the vision. He said, if we can just get it in place and use the reserves, the profit, so to speak,
I'll get elected to Congress.
I'll get elected to Congress. A profit in his own mind.
I'll get elected to Congress. So anyway, Joe Pitts is our guest here on Good Morning Clarksville. Okay, let's talk about downtown.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Mayor Durrett was awfully proud of I think the Civic Plaza?
Yeah.
Is that the county?
That's sort of the working name of the county's project.
But
down there.
he's awfully. He says it's going to open up in November, December.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it'll be kind of like Nashville's Bicentennial Mall, I think.
Right.
So, what do you think of downtown? What do we need to do?
Well, I think we're doing some of it. We're talking about it, frankly, and we got to keep talking about it, and it deserves our attention. But I applaud Mayor Durrett and the county for pulling the trigger on that park and getting it started, and pretty soon it'll be open. Doesn't mean that we're finished, but we've got considerable interest in downtown real estate now. And projects, and I'm hopeful the city will come through with their performing arts center or whatever it is that they're proposing. The Roxy is an important institution in our community, and we need to continue to support that because we need the arts. We don't need to just be all about one path or another, but we need to be a well-rounded community because that separates us from every other community in the country to have a good, vibrant arts program. Austin Peay's a major contributor to that. And that new arts and design building that's on campus.
Yes.
Wow. I've been through it, and it is fabulous.
Dr. Cruz was our guest Wednesday, like this past Wednesday, and she is director of the arts building. Arts
I think
department.
that's correct.
Yeah. Anyway,
You're close.
She was, we were close, and she was sharing with us about some of the things that are going on, and plays and music and art and some of the things that were happening. And it is just a lot going on. And they were talking about how beautiful that building is, how nice it is.
It's beautiful. And then, with all of the extra real estate Austin Peay now has that's in the downtown footprint as a result of acquiring the Jenkins and Wynn properties, there's some real opportunity. Yes, thank you, Don Jenkins.
Yes.
Seriously, Don deserves, and the Jenkins family deserves a round of applause and gratitude because they could have gone another way and made a whole lot more money.
Yes.
But that shows where their heart is.
The idea downtown, that word keeps coming up, convention center.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
I think we need one. If you...
Does he sound like a mayor to you?
Now, here you go. See,
just a little bit.
Potential.
It's 8:38.
He's laying it down, laying down this plan.
8:38. I expected it about 8:20.
Yeah.
No, we need one because if you're in any kind of group in this community, be it church, civic, social, whatever, and you try to find a place to have a meeting or an event, and I'm not talking about a large meeting or event, but 100, 150, 200 people, it's tough.
Yeah.
It is tough.
It is.
Because there's no really viable options. And if we had a convention center, conference center, civics, whatever you want to call it, I think that would be a great thing. And having it downtown would be even better.
And I have nothing against Oak Grove, but people are going to Oak Grove.
Yeah, they are.
Spending their money there on that.
That's right. Hopkinsville, too.
Yes, Hopkinsville, for sure, yeah. So you get asked the question, are you thinking about running for politics locally?
My season in public service is not over, I don't think. But, as I've announced already, I'm retiring from the House at the end of this term, which is the end of 18, toward the end of 18. It's not because I got tired of doing it, not because of the commute, because, you kind of get used to that. But it was just time. It was time for me. 12 years. It will have been 12 years, and that's a long time. It's kind of like dog years.
Well, run for governor then. Run for governor.
Well, we got some good candidates out there.
You think?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I'm encouraged. There's some good folks on both sides.
Yeah.
And then there's others.
How do we weed them? I mean, there must be. I was trying to think. Probably there are 7 that I can think of. And there might be more than that.
Probably.
Yeah. But those will be weeded down, don't you think? For sure.
Yeah. Well, we have a primary coming, and that certainly will thin the herd considerably. Yes. I encourage people, don't just look at what they say. Look at what they've done.
Right. A track record.
Because they will say, well, I shouldn't say this but typically they'll say anything to appeal to their base and get elected to win the primary. But look at what they've done. Just look at the fruit, if you will.
Of their labor.
Yes.
Yeah, look at their body of work.
That's exactly right.
They talk. Look at their body. So, you haven't made a decision.
No, I haven't
on
made
what
a
you wanna
decision.
do.
No. Every option's still on the table. I'm just kind of waiting and biding my time and pondering and praying and doing all those things that I know to do. And when it's time, I'll let everybody know. But I don't think public service is over for me, but I don't know what next.
In what capacity it will be?
Yeah, I don't know yet. You know, I'm considering all options. I mean, it might be something else other than elected office. And it sounds wishy-washy or it sounds political for me to avoid answering the question, but I'm being truthful. I'm just kind of laying it out there. I don't know yet.
Okay. Since he don't know, John, let's just go ahead and get him in trouble.
What do we need to make up something?
Yeah,
You wanna make up
consolidated
something?
government.
Oh, let's talk. Consolidated government.
Oh, boy.
Everything we ever, go ahead. Give us your opinion on consolidated government.
Well, as we talked about off air, you know, the people that live in the county most of them, if you talk to them, they live out there for a reason. You know, because they want to be away from sort of the critical
City
mass
folk.
of people, city folk. But they've got good roads. I think the county highway department does a great job maintaining roads. Sheriff's department, Sheriff Fuson does a great job of law enforcement. They've got water through the various utility districts, clean drinking water, access to that. Land values are pretty good. They can build a nice big house, have some acreage out there, and not be bothered. You know, insurance rates, that's one of the things that people say, well, it'll go down. And I don't know many insurance carriers, not agents, but carriers that will lower your premiums. You know, I hear that a lot. Well, your premiums will go down.
They'll
Well,
go down, yes.
Name the last time your premium went down. You hear nothing.
1941.
Yeah, right.
It's been a while.
So, but if you look at just the process in our systems, competing systems of government, this would seem like a good thing to do. But I'm going to wait and see what the plan is. I want to see the charter that the Charter Commission is creating.
How long have they been working on that this time?
Well, just a few months, 2 or 3 months.
I was thinking that it was
not long.
They went into, like, maybe they started in April or May, something like that.
Yeah, they were named officially because
Right.
it doesn't kick off to the city and the county governments say go. And then they've got a defined period of time to write the plan. And they're writing our Constitution. They're charged. The charter is would be our local Constitution. So we would need to make sure we don't vest too much power in a position or a department. You know, so we've got to be careful. And people say, well, if we get it wrong, we can just change it. Well, you change it by the people voting on changes.
Right.
It's not the city council, metro council,
It's not,
county
you
commission.
You scratch through it and
Yeah. So we got to get it mostly right. And the committee, I think, is a serious
And so,
minded
yeah,
group.
and they should be, and, you know, take their time.
I'm just
and
glad I
get
wasn't
it-
asked.
Yeah, and get
That's
it right.
a tough job. That's a lot of meetings.
Well, but see, you weren't asked to help write it. But
Here we
you
go.
might
Here he
be-
comes. Here he comes, John.
Oh,
Here
yeah,
he comes.
here
Here
he
he comes. Go ahead. All right.
844.
But you might be asked to implement it.
Could be.
You know.
Could
yeah,
be.
You never know.
Could be. Well, it's a privilege to serve. I love public service. And if it sounds weird, but I hate politics, but I love public service.
And there's a separation of the two?
Well, I'd love for there to be more of a separation of the two. But, you know, politics is what it is. It's a pretty toxic environment, but it also can be very productive.
Joe, you're very positive, and we've been friends for many years.
Yeah, a long time. Don't count the years.
I'm
please.
not. But I haven't seen our country as divisive as it is right now. Well, I take that back. Harvey has got us, you know, all on the same page.
Right.
And that tragedy in the South, in Texas and Louisiana and all of, and has gotten us on the same page. But 6 months from now or 6 weeks from now, I don't know.
6
I don't
hours
know.
from now.
Our country, I don't know what's going on with our country. I've never seen it like this. And I think that a lot of people, it freaks a lot of people out.
Well, it bothers me.
Yeah. So how do you handle it?
Well, I try not to spend too much time on the internet.
That darn internet.
You know, because, you know, you can either read to confirm what you believe or try to understand somebody else's perspective that's different.
And you can find...
Oh, my God.
You can find everything on that internet.
Yeah.
You know.
You can?
Yeah, I mean, the internet to me.
Oh, it'll find you, Joe.
I think. Oh, it will. And
wait a minute, I'm tweeting.
There's, there's so much going on the internet that it's you have to be very careful.
You know, we have to start with ourselves. You know, that's an introspection that we have to take inventory of how we feel, the words we say, our actions toward others, our thoughts. You know, it's easy to say, well, you're to blame, Chuck, or John Michael, you're to blame, or that group's to blame, or that party, or this, whatever. But it starts with us. I have to decide I'm going to do better.
I have to be accountable.
That's right.
I have to be accountable for me.
And until we get to that point where individuals make that conscious, deliberate decision.
And one person can make a difference.
Oh, you better believe it.
I believe that.
You better believe it.
And so I don't throw up my hands in dismay, and I'm not giving up.
No, our best days are still ahead of us. Yeah, our best days are still ahead.
Because I know who's on the throne.
Amen.
Yeah.
That's
Thanks,
right.
Joe.
Oh,
appreciate
Chuck.
it. Nice,
Always.
see? A nice way to come in.
Yeah, love this. Love this.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Joe Pitts has been our guest here on Good Morning Clarksville. We'll take a break. We'll be back right after this.
Moore's Office Supply is Clarksville's office supply and furniture experts. For office equipment, desks, chairs, and more, depend on Moore's Office Supply. Located on Franklin Street across from the Catholic Church, Moore's has been your business partner for office supplies in the Clarksville-Fort Campbell area for years. Call Moore's at 645-7200. That's 645-7200. And we'll deliver it for free. Moore's Office Supplies, Clarksville's office supply headquarters.
Looking for a new golf experience? Tired of playing the same old courses? Try Clarksville's newest golf course, the River Club Golf and Learning Center, located along the Red River. The picturesque River Club offers some of the area's best golf, putting greens, and driving ranges. And while you're there, stop by and have lunch in the clubhouse or enjoy some live music in the evenings. It's open to the public and waiting for you. The River Club Golf and Learning Center, Clarksville's premier golf experience. Call the River Club of Clarksville today for more information. 931-919-3200. The River Club of Clarksville.
For real estate services, Byers & Harvey can do it all. Real estate sales, rentals, property management, commercial and residential development. Byers & Harvey is Clarksville's oldest independent real estate company and has given continuous service since 1878. Byers & Harvey have 3 locations to serve you: in North Clarksville, in the heart of downtown, and at Sango. For more information and listings, visit them online at byersandharvey.com. byersandharvey.com. Byers & Harvey, Clarksville's real estate company.
There's finally a stress-free, no-risk way to buy a new mattress thanks to Beds Express. With their Triple Z guarantee, there's literally no way you can go wrong. Don't waste another night tossing and turning on your old, worn-out bed. Dive into affordable comfort at Beds Express in Clarksville at 1767 Wilma Rudolph Boulevard, Bellevue at 7643 Highway 70 South, and in Murfreesboro at 2222 Medical Center Parkway. Beds Express, Middle Tennessee's better sleep solution.
The Big 1400 WJZM Radio. We appreciate Joe Gibbs for coming in, spending some time with us.
Hits.
What did I say, Joe Gibbs?
Yeah.
See, you got me. Barry Gibbs, Joe Gibbs, Joe Pitts.
Joe Pitts.
Yeah, Joe Pitts. Why
Joe
did I say-
Pitts.
Because he was
Barry Gibbs.
Yeah, Barry Gibbs, 71 years old, and see, you got me on.
I know, and
yeah.
I got lined some up.
And
in
you got
honor
some.
of
We're
his
gonna,
birthday.
Yeah, because it's his birthday. We appreciate Joe Pitts for being here. Clarksville area weather, rain and wind today, 69 for a high. The rain continues today, tonight, and the first part of Saturday. Tonight, 56 for an overnight low. And Saturday, the rain will give way to some sunshine and warmer temperatures. Expect a high of 76, 82 on Sunday. Very pleasant, and 84 with plenty of sunshine for Labor Day Monday. Currently, 61 degrees. The temperature's going down.
Yeah, it's getting a little cooler. I
Going
should have
down.
brought me a long sleeve shirt before I go over to the ball game this afternoon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You should have brought you a long sleeve shirt.
I should have.
Yeah. You want to borrow one of mine?
Yeah, can I borrow one?
The Big 1400 WJZM Radio with the Bee Gees.
Jack
1400 WJZM Radio, where we've got University of Tennessee football, y'all. This Monday, September 4th, the Volunteers will be in Atlanta to take on Georgia Tech. Airtime 5:30, kickoff around 7 o'clock. All the action of Big Orange football right here on the Big 1400. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm ready for some. I'm glad.
Rocky Top. Bobby Sox, Tennessee.
I'm glad football is back.
Yes.
The Big 1400 with the Temptations.
Sunshine, blue skies, please go away. A girl has found another and gone away. With her went my future. My life is filled with gloom. So day after day, I stay locked up in my room. I know to you, it might sound strange, but I wish it would rain. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Cause so badly, I wanna go outside. But everyone knows that a man ain't supposed to cry. Listen, I gotta cry, cause crying eases the pain, oh yeah. People, this hurt I feel inside, words could never explain. I just wish it would rain. Oh, let it rain, 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 rain. Let it rain. Oh, yeah. Let it rain. Day in, day out, my tear-stained face pressed against the window pane. My eyes search the skies, desperately for rain. Cause raindrops behind my teardrops, and no one will ever know that I'm crying, crying when I go outside. To the world outside my tears, I refuse to explain. Oh, I wish it would rain. Let it rain, let it rain. I need rain to disguise the tears in my eyes. Oh, let it rain.
The Big 1400 WJZM Radio, where we've got high school football tonight, or this afternoon, rather. It is the Clarksville Academy game of the week. Clarksville Academy will take on Zion Christian Academy at the Forterra Stadium on campus at Austin Peay State University. Airtime 3:45. Kickoff around 4 o'clock on the Big 1400. Good news. We know that Hurricane Harvey has inspired some great stories. You know, I was reading an article. Hurricane Harvey has dumped about 20 trillion gallons of water on East Texas this week.
20 trillion?
20 trillion gallons of water. And there's some pretty amazing stories about people getting in to help. I was reading where 7 employees at a Mexican bakery in Houston were trapped at work for 2 days this week. And they knew people would need food, so they baked thousands of loaves of bread and handed them out to shelters all around the city. That's good news. The manager of a Pizza Hut in Sugar Land, Texas, found out people were running out of food, so she and her employees used kayaks to deliver over 120 free pizzas, and she says she'll keep doing it until their store runs out of supplies. And, you know, a lot of livestock have been stranded. I was watching a video where they were showing rescuing cows and horses. Well, a group near Houston's been going out on horseback in the water, wading in the water on horseback, and they find a horse stuck in pens, and some of them can't get out, so they've been rescuing them. So a lot of good news going on.
That is.
Yep. And the good news is that you can watch the Weather Channel, and they're not in their slickers. It's not pouring down rain. They're not standing knee deep in water.
But
We are.
But have you seen there's another hurricane on the horizon?
Irma?
Yeah, and if it takes a left turn, then it could head right back to the same area.
We're going to get through this first, though.
Oh, okay.
We're going to get through Harvey.
Well, I'm just looking out ahead. You know, it could happen.
The Big 1400.
It could.
WJZM Radio. Thank you very much for sharing this part of your Friday with us here on Good Morning Clarksville. Pray that you will have a great Labor Day weekend. Until Tuesday, be well, my friend. Bye-bye.
When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, and something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. When the day that lies ahead of me seems impossible to face, when someone else instead of me always seems to know the way, then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. When the day that lies ahead of me seems impossible to face, and when someone else instead of me always seems to know the way, then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. I just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day.
Famous
WJZM, Clarksville.